So, Michael,
Mm-hmm.
I have really enjoyed reading a little bit about you and getting to know you when we were talking earlier when you gave me the tour. And it's really interesting because on paper, you completely look like a classical film student that's, interested in the film for, all the right reasons. And yet, you talk about this character, Roy, that you're playing in Headline News. And I decided that really Roy is your alter ego.
Yeah.
Am I
You're not too far
not
off.
too far off on that?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Roy.
Well, Roy is, he's the small town, big shot in his own mind kind of guy. Completely clueless, but doesn't really know it. So he's very earnest about the way he goes about things. He's a little lost, but doesn't realize it. So life is good. He's pretty happy. Likes to keep things under control. I don't know.
In reading the script, he actually seemed to have, in a strange way, a sort of grounding effect on some of the characters. It was almost like Roy was part of their own reality check. They were in some unhappy situations, and Roy would come in, and they're kind of like, oh, yeah, well, maybe it's not so bad. Look at this guy.
It's very good. Yeah, he lightens the mood, for sure. And, you always kind of need somebody like that to change, how people perceive things sometimes. So if he's able to bring a little bit of joy into the room by being as kind of naive as he is, then it's a good thing.
But also very good-natured at the same time.
He's very good-natured. He's not malicious in any way towards anybody. He likes to talk himself up a little bit, thinks he's a bit of a big shot. Head of security, small-town campus.
Head of one.
That's probably his life's passion. That's probably what he's always wanted to do.
Yeah.
He's always aspired to be the head of campus security. So he's happy with life. He's happy where he's at.
In the small college.
In the small
in
college.
town.
Yeah, because a lot of things happen at this college. They really don't, but he believes they do.
Yes.
Every little thing is big news to him.
Yes.
So when you see these East Coast reporters come in, and treat this like little news, I would have to think Roy would be pretty offended by that, because this is big news. The fact that they are now using this fungus to cure Mariposa syndrome, whatever that is. I believe that's the name of a band.
We were talking about that earlier, which is why I'm busting up.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk to Jason about it.
I probably should have researched. I don't think it's a real disease.
It's not.
But you know how many people die from that every single year?
Exactly, right?
Nobody, because it doesn't exist.
Affects the renal artery. No, the renal vein.
Yeah, the renal whatever.
That was really good. I can't wait to ask Jason about some of those things.
Yeah. And, I think you have Jason Kleen here, too. Or Michael Kleen, who wrote the story.
Yes,
He would probably be the guy to ask. I'm not sure even Jason did the research on that.
Okay.
Maybe he did.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to interview him. But I do have a couple other questions about Roy. And I understand from reading some of the other films that you've been in, which is quite a lengthy list.
Thank you.
I was impressed.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I see that Roy has done quite a few other things. Would you like to elaborate on that, Michael?
That's funny. I've actually, I played a character named Roy in one of my first films I did in Texas called At Sunrise. It was a student film for University of Texas.
Fabulous.
He was also a small-town deputy. So a cop, Roy, and then here I am again playing a similar type of character, both completely clueless. And Willy is actually, he's actually brought me on to play Roy in Ghost Humpers, which is a film they just shot. No, it's not a porn. I know people are going to ask that. Should be a pretty funny comedy, but he has this idea that he wants to keep bringing back Roy to do appearances, cameo appearances, and whatever they do going forward for the fans.
I guess it brings me to another question. Some actors express concerns about being typecast or pigeonholed. Is this a concern of yours with Roy? I mean, you that so was not a stomach EVP, I heard.
That was a stomach movement, yeah.
That was a stomach EVP right here on the scene of Headline News.
You caught that. It's the donut.
Not the donut.
It's a donut.
Is that a concern that you have, or?
No, not at this point, because, you know, I think that would be a concern maybe for somebody who, you know, is only able.
You see a good donut there?
It's hard to talk and chew at the same time.
I know, I'm sorry. I'll put my hands in your mouth next and ask you 4 more questions, right?
Somebody like Keanu Reeves, who probably should have just played Ted his entire life, because
Agreed.
he's ruined so many movies.
Agreed.
You know, I feel like I can do a lot more than just this character, but I have so much fun doing this character, so I would graciously do this as many more times as I can. And, you know, if you can get a fan base to follow you as that character because they love that character so much, it just brings you more attention, and, you know, maybe they'll go see some other films I've done as well, which are not going to be the same, so.
So we are looking forward to you, Michael, having a cult following as the character of Roy.
You know, it would be nice if people could, you know, call up Spook Show Entertainment and be like, yeah, we want to book Roy for the next party.
Don't do clowns. Do not do Roy the clown. We were talking about clowns earlier.
Will be in next year's feature, Zombie Clowns as well. You'll see Roy in Zombie Clowns.
But not as a clown, right?
No, as Roy.
Okay, good. I was really worried there for a minute. Well, as a zombie too, because that would be kind of hard to write you back.
Yeah, you know,
as a return character out of being a zombie.
Maybe that's why initially, when he asked me to do it, I said that, you know, I wanted to both kill a zombie clown and be one. So ideally, it would have been fun to kill a few zombie clowns and then get attacked by them and turn into one.
Okay.
But you're right, that would eliminate Roy from ever appearing again in another film, unless it was a prequel to something.
Or unless there was some sort of serum, say, made from a fungus found in a cave somewhere that maybe turned things around for you.
You know, that seems to happen a lot in these little towns.
It does?
Cave fungus cures everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if fungus cures zombie clowns.
Fungus cures zombie clowns. Say that 10 times fast.
Fungus cures zombie clowns. Fungus cures zombie clowns. Fungus cures zombie clowns. Fungus cures. Yeah, I'm going to stop there.
How did you...
4 is all you need.
4? 4 is all... I know, you were... That was good.
I could have kept going.
You could have.
Yeah.
But, you know, we would have wasted precious film, and,
That's right.
you know, Willy would not have liked that. How did you meet Willy?
I actually met him at the audition. I knew of him before that through mutual friends, so I know a little bit about his history.
We're not allowed to say that on camera. I promised him.
Say what?
It's a joke. It's no fun if you have to explain the jokes.
I completely missed
Roy.
I know. I'm too much
It's
a
the donut, right?
Yeah.
No, so you met him through mutual friends. You knew about him, and you met him.
I knew who he was, and I knew that he was directing his first film, and read the synopsis. It sounded very interesting, so I submitted for the audition, and that's that.
How have you found him to be as a new director? I mean, this was a huge undertaking for him.
It is huge. You know, he's well prepared. He knows what he wants. He's got a real good vision for the script, and I think him and Justin work real well together. You can tell that they've been friends for a while, and there's very much a chemistry between those two. So I think the vision is kind of both of theirs, and then you throw in somebody like Jason on top of that. So yeah, I'm very pleased with what I'm seeing already, and high hopes for this one. Yeah.
How has working on Headline News compared to your vast experience, not only as a film student, but also as an actor and all of the other pieces that you've performed in?
You know, everything's different. It's hard to compare any one film to any other experience. You know, you take a little bit of something out of every experience and use it for the next one. You know, this is certainly I don't get a chance to play you know, this kind of comedy very often. So that's been fun. I certainly don't use accents very often, and I don't really know how good I am at most accents. But for some reason, I came in the audition. They liked the Southern accent. And you know, it's fun. It's fun to play someone from a different region. I guess I'm used to playing variations of myself, and I guess, like you said, Roy, a little variation on my own personality as far as some of the silliness goes. I guess, but
Because talking with you earlier, and like I said, you know, reading your resume and then looking at the script and the character, I mean, I can completely see how that would be, you know, like the chocolate eclair of Michael, you know. We don't be eating these all the time because it's not, you know, it's not polite. We're not supposed to do it, but, you know, damn, isn't it good, right?
Exactly.
What are your future plans? Other
Yeah.
than being Roy in Ghost Humpers and
Roy
Zombie
in a
Clowns.
million more movies. Every script I write from now on, I'm just playing Roy. No, I'm kidding.
No, I know you are.
No, we have a lot of plans. I actually work with Daryl.
Okay.
We have
And his other brother, Daryl?
Daryl's behind the camera here.
Hi, Daryl.
Hi, Daryl. We have quite a few scripts that are near completion
Okay.
and complete, really.
Okay.
That we are planning production on for the future.
Okay.
We've done a couple short films together,
Mhm.
and then I run my own production company, For Lizard Productions,
Mm-hmm.
and we've done 4 or 5 short films, a feature film, and we're now in the process of doing a series of webisodes.
Okay.
We have 4 of those shot. We have about 10 or 15 more to go, and we're going to start airing those over the summer online once a week.
Okay, do you have a website for that?
We do, www.forlizardproductions.com.
And that's the number 4.
LIZARD Productions.com. They will be there. We'll also be promoting heavily on Facebook as well.
Okay. Those types of projects are very different projects.
Mhm.
How are you enjoying, or maybe not enjoying, working on them? I mean, obviously the diversity is good for your career, and also you seem to be a very intelligent person that has a wide range of interests, and there seems to be a lot that you need to keep you interested. The
Yeah.
complexity that Roy lacks, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you know, it's fun to do a wide range of stuff, and the webisodes are unique because it's actually the 3 of us who run For Lizard Productions playing alter egos of ourselves. So it's
wonderful.
Yeah, so it's putting ourselves in very strange, bizarre situations, and then
Yes.
playing the things we kind of don't like about each other to the extreme.
And still remaining friends and also
Absolutely,
business
you know,
associates
and-
through all of that,
Yeah,
right?
you know you're good friends when you can pick on each other as much as we do.
Fabulous.
So doing something like that is always fun, and you know, we did a film, Daryl and I, called The Confrontation, which
Yes.
is you know, which is very very dark and kind of a very heavy film.
Okay.
And then we shot, you know, a very slapstick kind of Laurel and Hardy comedy called
Mhm.
Common Law right after that. So, you know,
Mhm.
it's, you, at least I've got to, projects have to be different from one to the next. I don't want
Mhm.
to stay
Mhm.
too stagnant and do the same
Mhm.
thing over and over again.
Mhm.
Unless I'm playing Roy, then I'll just do that forever.
Are there enough donuts?
I don't know. How many donuts were left?
6.
Okay.
6,
well,
okay.
We have 6 takes to do my next scene.
6, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm only going to need 1
Do they at least get you different donuts? I mean, we don't want to have you in like donut
No.
atrophy here from eating the same damn donut.
Yeah, well, you know, powdered donuts would have been ideal for the funniness, but
Because you're doing this whole licking the fingers thing, which
Yeah.
is not lost on me. I'm dying
Yeah,
over
it's,
here not mentioning
it's all
it.
over my pants
I know, I know.
now. So these are messy enough. If we had the powdered donuts, my wardrobe would be a.
And it'd be on your nose
yeah,
and caught in your beard and everything.
Because we've already shot footage. And,
Right.
So just the plain.
Just the plain
Just
ones.
the plain.
No chocolate eclair here.
No, that sounds really
Okay.
good though.
Doesn't it, right? You don't have to eat it alone when you're
Where's
Roy.
the PA? Get us some chocolate eclairs.
What, other than doing Roy, would you
Mhm.
like to see happen with future work with Willy?
Well, I'd certainly like to do a feature film with
Okay.
Willy. You know, 3 days is not enough of the full experience. I can tell this is already a very fun group of people to work with, a
Mhm.
very creative and collaborative group of people.
Mm-hmm.
It would be fun to spend, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks on a set
Mm-hmm.
doing a film, and yeah, I certainly hope I can work with Willy quite a few more times and get to know more of his style and what he's about.
My last question, Michael, is if Roy knew that he was in a film what would he say to the camera?
If Roy knew he was in a film.
What would he say to the camera?
Wow, that's tough.
It wasn't supposed to be hard. I'm
was-
sorry, because
it's the
Roy's such
hardest
a
question
simple
you've
guy.
asked.
I know you were so prepared for everything else. I can
Alright,
tell
here we
you've
go.
done this before. Okay, here we go.
Holy shit, am I on TV? God damn it, how you doing, Mom? Hi, Mom. God damn it, I'm on TV. Did you all see that I'm on TV?
Hell yeah, big TV.
Give me that hell yeah. Big. That's not a big TV. That's a little ass camera.
But it's going to be on a big TV, Roy.
Oh, it is big screen.
Big screen.
Oh hell yeah.
Big
we don't
plasma.
Have, we don't have big screens in my hometown. We just got
No, do you have to go to the bar?
We ain't got no bars in my hometown.
2 towns over?
2 towns over.
2 towns over, you got a
towns
bar?
over, yep.
They have a little TV or a big one?
They got one on a cart. You got to wheel that in.
Got to wheel it
You got to
in?
hit the back of it a couple times. Mess with the
Okay.
rabbit ears.
Okay. Well, what about hot water? Y'all have hot
Hot
water?
waters burn babies. Hot
Burn
water
babies?
burns
We
babies.
don't want to burn babies?
You got to stay away from the hot water.
You got a lot of babies?
I got lots of babies.
Lots of
None
I
of
bet,
them my
I
own.
bet you
None,
do.
None of them my own.
Big. I did not know that Roy was a stud.
See, you didn't see me in Ghost Humpers now. The
No.
women, they flock to me. You didn't
No,
see
that they
film.
were fighting over you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Indoor plumbing? I made you do it, didn't I?
Yeah, you broke me.
Thank you, Michael.
You know what? You don't want to. How about we just give a fist bump? You don't wanna
I'd
touch
be licking my
hands right
fingers
now.
too, right?
Daryl, come lick this up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roy.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Michael.
It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Anybody got a mini vac?
Hey, don't be messing up my rug here. Come on.
Something to clean up with.